Hello, everyone. Lori and Chelsea, start over. Hello, everyone. Welcome to How to Use Spirit. And I'm here with my daughter, Chelsea, today. And we wanted to just take a minute and talk about some synchronicities that have recently happened. I'm probably going to get emotional now. On May 28th, I lost my dad, and Chelsea lost her grandpa. And it was unexpected, but not surprised, I guess. He went in for a procedure in the hospital. He hadn't been feeling well. I'm not going to go into great detail because that's a whole long story. But he went in to have a biopsy done, and he didn't come home with us. So, very shocking. He passed away in the hospital, which, moving forward and thinking about that, I think that was best. I'm glad that he passed in the hospital and not at home with my mom. I think that would have been it's all traumatic, but I think it would have been a lot more traumatic for her, you know? And so anyway, one thing that happened to me is I always have loved hummingbirds, and I have my new hummingbird tattoo on my arm. I don't know if you can see it, everyone, but I got that late last year. And we had a family member that came into town for the services and stuff. And the first day she was there at the house, she texted me a picture, and there was a hummingbird nest in my mom's tree. Excuse me. And she texted to me a picture of it. They got the ladder out of the garage and climbed up on the ladder, and the hummingbird, she took pictures of the little eggs, teeny tiny. They're literally about this big, the nest. And my mom has never had hummingbirds in her yard, ever. Never.
Oh, really?
No. And so there's this hummingbird nest, and we've been keeping an eye on it, and we'd see the mama go and sit on the eggs and stuff. And I was at the house yesterday, my mom and dad's, and my sister-in-law and I got curious. We Googled to see how long hummingbird eggs incubate for, and it said 14 to 18 days. So I counted back on the calendar, and that was about the day my dad passed away.
Oh my gosh.
And it was the 18th day was the 19th. And so we drug the big ladder out of the garage, excuse me, and climbed up. I climbed up in the ladder, and there were babies in the nest. And I took a picture of it. So that for me is a synchronicity, a sign that he's here and everything. And
he's very active with communicating.
Yeah. And so that's one of my stories. And then Chelsea, we've been helping.
And the butterflies too.
Oh yes, the butterflies. We have seen tons of the yellow monarch butterflies everywhere we go. And my sister-in-law told me that at his services, one flew right between my mom and I. I didn't notice it, probably just because of what was going on at the moment. But she did say that. So there's that. And we see butterflies everywhere. I've seen them at my mom's. I've seen them here, you know, kind of wherever I've gone. They have kind of followed me almost. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. And I was seeing them daily for, I would say the week of his passing and the 2 weeks, like with the funeral and the passing. I haven't seen them recently, but I was seeing them daily.
Yeah. Yep. I saw them almost daily too. They fly out in the backyard or at grandma's house or.
And now that they're the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting to this, grandma's favorite color is yellow.
Yep. Yep.
And this morning I went and sorry. Just give me a second.
Yep. Chelsea we've been taking turns staying with my mom. She is diabetic, and she ended up in the hospital the Saturday night after we got done with the services, and was in the hospital for almost a week. And anyway, she came home. So we've had to take turns staying with her while we get things figured out. But Chelsea went and stayed
last night.
Chelsea and the grandkids went and stayed with her last night. And what happened to you?
This morning, I had gone back to sleep, and I had a dream of him. He was sitting in his chair in the living room. For some reason, it was just in a different spot, but it's his chair. It's like a recliner chair. And then my grandma was there, and she was chatting to some people, and I don't know who they were. I don't know if that is like symbolism for like how involved with people they were or grandpa was or whatever. But anyway, and he was sitting in his chair, and I was like, Grandma, do you see Grandpa right here? And she told me no, and she started crying. Sorry. And I was like, well, Grandpa's right here. And he wasn't really saying anything, but he started tearing up. And he was wearing a yellow shirt. And he wasn't saying anything, but it's almost like I could telepathically communicate with him. And he was saying, tell Grandma that I'm here and I love her and I miss her. And then I woke up and my heart was racing. I felt like I couldn't breathe for a second. So I had to catch my breath. But
you have to get back in your body.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
And I get lots of messages with loved ones through my dreams. And they're very vivid when I have those types of dreams. And I haven't really had any vivid dreams recently. That's probably one of the most vivid dreams I've had recently. So,
but tell him about the yellow shirt.
Yeah, he was wearing a yellow shirt, just sitting in his chair. And then when I was talking to my grandma today, she was like, my favorite color is yellow, and I had no idea. And then I was like, wait, Grandma. And I told her about the dream, and she was just like, wow. And she's like, you're gonna make me cry. And she was like, I miss him too.
But you saw a yellow shirt of his hanging on the laundry room door.
Yeah, and there's a yellow shirt hanging in the laundry room door.
Yeah. So there's been little signs and things, and Grandma also says that she can feel him. I sat in. They have 2 recliners in their family room, and when we went over there. When I stayed with her after the services, I sat in his chair, and she told me, you're sitting on your dad, so she'll make funny comments and stuff like that. And anyway, yeah. And I didn't realize, we all know he's amazing, right? But I didn't realize how much he touched so many people in such a deep way, I guess. We had the neighbor kid that lives in my mom and dad's circle. He's about 15, I think, was mowing my dad's lawns once a week. And when we went over with Grandma to tell him that he had passed, he just, he broke down, got all teary-eyed, everything. And the mom and dad, the neighbors were saying, we don't have dads. We don't have grandpas. And he was the dad and the grandpa to them. Yeah. And he would go over and help the husband with house projects and stuff, he said, because I didn't know what to do. Anyway, so that, and then the other neighbor kid that lived right next door, he was probably 10 maybe.
There were a couple boys, but yeah, the one that was
the youngest one. We had to get together at the house after the services, and my sister-in-law walked out front I don't even know why she went out there. And the little neighbor kid had come over and said, "Is the lady that lives here home?" She didn't even know my mom's name. And so Carrie went and got my mom. And this is funny, not funny, but my mom came out, and this little boy, I can't remember his name, Kevin, I think his name is Kevin. He came out, or my mom came out, and he said, Where's Richard? I haven't seen him for a while at the house." And my mom just looked at him and said, "He died." Like, just, yeah, he died. And
I told my therapist that story. She was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
like kind of like
just
laughing
like
a little bit.
nonchalant, like he died. No, instead of he passed away, whatever. Anyway, I think she was still kind of in, out there from all the services stuff, and still, everything being so fresh. But that little boy just he fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Carrie had to give him a love and, hug him and stuff and talk to him and stuff. He just came undone. And he said he just meant so much to me. He was my grandpa. He said he was my grandpa. And anyway,
it kind of makes me jealous because I'm like, that's my grandpa.
I know.
I just get kind of possessive, but
yeah. And so I didn't know how, like I said, he was a great man, and he touched a lot of people's lives, but I didn't know just those little things, how much he really touched people. And the neighbor across the street too, they called it trash talk. Every garbage day. And my mom and dad's lived in their house for 50 something years, and they met. It's the neighbor guy, the original neighbor from when they moved in, and every Monday morning they would meet out in the circle at like 6:30 a.m. with the garbage can. And they lined the garbage cans up in the circle, all the neighbors, and they called it trash talk. And they would sit and trash talk for 45 minutes an hour every Monday. And when we had to tell his friend, he was very, very upset about it as well, of course. And, he's like, he's my best friend. Who am I going to trash talk with anymore? And we'd always talk. Grandpa would always tell us, "Oh, I was out trash talking with Ron today," and have a story for us. So, but yeah, he was an amazing man, grandpa, husband, friend. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just funny that you recognize those synchronicities that happen,
Yeah. Where spirit tries to communicate and send signs.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said you had a question for me.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've been able to talk to him?
No, I haven't. And I talked to Taco about that as well, because I told you I've been feeling kind of off, not here, and distracted and things. And to be honest, I really haven't tried to connect with him either.
Okay.
But again, the
Maybe
hummingbird.
when you're ready, though.
Yeah, yeah. The hummingbirds, the butterflies, I know he's around.
Right.
Definitely. But no, I have not tried to intentionally try to connect with him yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come haunt us like Shelley. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe they're planning something on the other side to come haunt us and play with the TV, or do something like that.
I mean, I could see that for sure.
Yeah. No, I feel like he's around though. Especially at Grandma's house. I do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. And even our family member that was staying there, the first time when she got back into town, and she went down in my dad's bathroom. He had his own bathroom downstairs. She walked down there, and she was just like, she's a very spiritual person too. And
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah. She
Okay.
goes, I just got creeped out. She came and told me, because she goes, I walked in your dad's bathroom and it just overwhelmed her.
Oh.
You know, she could just really feel him. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I know he's around. And I think because of my beliefs and the spiritual side, knowing that, no, we can't physically hug our loved ones and they're not, you know, sitting here with us to where we can touch them.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that they are with us, and that has been everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
With Shelly passing, my sister that passed away, it's been about 9 years now. Well, it's 2016, yeah. So that, with both her and Grandpa, just helps. It just, I get more comfort
knowing they're together.
Yeah. Well, and just that, being a spiritual person, I have more comfort in from what I believe in, and knowing, you know, they're on the other side. They're still here with us. Mm-hmm. They're just, we just can't go up and give them a big hug.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Me too.
It's very comforting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, of course I miss him, and it's going to be weird without him around.
It is weird. I feel like, too, that's the part of me that kind of feels like in between worlds, because that was such a big loss.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For many people, very shocking. And now we have, you know, Grandma that we're trying to take care of and help with. And
lots of things are different now.
Yeah. She's going to have a new normal, and her adjusting, and she's just starting to, I think, feel that it's starting to sink in for her, because now the quiet, you know, the people are gone. Well, we're still there, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The phone calls and stuff calm down, and so she is starting to miss him more.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, yeah, she does have us, but it's not the same.
No, my mom and dad, they were married for 53 years. And growing up with, obviously with them, I never, ever once saw those two fight. Never.
Really?
I never saw them argue. I never saw them get in a fight, you know. The one thing I remember where my dad got a little bit upset was they were doing the bills and my mom had spent maybe a little more on groceries. I don't remember honestly what it was, but he got a little bit upset and said, you know, you're spending too much money, but that was it. And he got up and left. I never, ever saw them argue or anything. Wow. And what a good example to set. The other thing that's super special is my dad is not my biological father. And my mom and dad dated for about 2 years, and my mom asked my dad to marry him.
That is such an Aries thing. And then he's like the Taurus over here, like just chilling.
Yeah. So my mom asks my dad to marry him. And you know what he told her? He said, "Can I get back to you?" And she's like, huh? Anyway.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, because my dad, when they first started dating, he claimed to be a forever bachelor, whatever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He flat out told her.
Yeah, I don't believe that one.
I was like 3 years old. Oh. And yeah, he flat out said, I'm a dedicated bachelor. I'm just being real with you, you know, don't expect anything from me. And so after 2 years of being married, my mom asks him to marry him, and he says, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. And literally like 2 weeks went by.
Wow.
And he didn't say anything. He had to really stew about it, I guess. And a couple weeks go by, and they were together one day, and he says, you know, I was thinking about your question about you asking me to marry you. And he said, I'll marry you on one condition. And she says, okay, what's that? And he says that you let me adopt Lori. Yeah, that's what a great man he was. So he did. He adopted me. And I've known him since I was, 1 year old. So I don't know any other dad. So I'm super grateful that he was willing to. That was his condition. Yeah, that was his condition, that he would marry my mom if she let him adopt me. So pretty crazy.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
So anyway, and we definitely butted some heads when I was a teenager. But he's always been, my parents are everybody's parents. Everybody calls them mom and dad. And because they are so accepting and so, they don't care who you are, what you look like, what you're about. If you have tattoos, if you don't, if you're bald, if you're fat, if you're skinny, or whatever, they don't care. They are accepting and always have been accepting of everybody and love everybody. Both of them are that way. So anyway, but yeah. Yep. He was great. They took these guys camping. They spent time with the grandkids. They take them rock hunting, camping.
Yeah.
You got to go to California a couple times with Grandma.
Or just one time.
Oh, just once? Okay. Took her to Disneyland. They've been to Yellowstone. They were
literally
great.
the best grandparents
Yep.
ever.
Yeah, they were great. Well, they are. Yeah. Anyway, so okay.
That's such a beautiful tribute to your dad.
Yeah, thank you. He's a great man. Gonna miss him for sure. Do you have anything else you want to share?
I just remember when he took me and Jeremy to hunter safety every week for a while. And I don't know, I don't like to go hunting, but I was like, I just want to learn how to shoot a gun and how to be safe.
Right.
But yeah, I remember when I was taking the written tests and he secretly gave me all the answers.
He helped you cheat?
Yeah. Because I was just like,
whatever.
I was just like a little girl.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'd go shooting with him and all kinds of things. He was a big hunter. He's the one that taught me how to drive a stick shift. And I still remember sitting in the car with him and him showing me how to do it and what to do. When you feel the clutch start grabbing, push on the gas, I remember all of that stuff. So yeah, we've all learned a lot from him for sure.
Lots of good memories for sure.
Especially how to be a good person.
Yeah, he was the most consistent male energy in my life.
Yep.
I mean, besides your husband now, but
right.
Even with my past relationships or dads,
He set a high standard for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he did. He was great. All right. Any other
Thank
stories?
you for sharing that.
Yeah, he was a great guy. Anyway, thank you, everyone. I just had to share that. We spur of the moment decided to do that. Anyway,
but that's why we've been kind of absent.
Yeah. We've had
lot going
some
on.
things on our plate lately, and still more to come, but it'll come together. It'll start settling down. So, all right. Thank you.
Bye.